Oh, hello. My name is Elijah Stowe. I am here. I'm a meditation artist. I am a journeyman. I journey with Canvas, and I'm here to facilitate some education about growth. About growth. I'm here to facilitate some education about growth. So, what is growth? No, it's representationable. It's validatable. It is comprehensive and sustainable. Growth is progress. Progress in any form is an association of appreciation. And I find it very difficult to see a true form of progress be distributed as rate of anything as a block. Isn't it a block? Is anything as a block? Like why would people block people? Why would people use comprehensive language to hurt anybody or block anybody? No, can comprehensive language be a volatile aspect? Can comprehensive and subliminal instructions be an aspect of control? Could someone abuse love? Could someone abuse love? Could someone take out a whole nation because of love? You know, why do I feel like we've tried that experiment before? Why do I feel like some places have tried that experiment? I got this itch. I got this itch on my finger right here. So I'm here to discuss what is validation, what is manifestation, what is creation, what is the circumstantial of giving yourself an education through senses. Giving yourself an education through senses. Giving yourself an education through progress. Validating the education through progress. Validating the education through money. I guess the circumstances of society state that validating yourself through money isn't a circumstantial resource. That validating yourself with just money is more of a thug life. That you don't see in the industry of entertainment, that people are working really hard for validation. That you don't see in the entertainment in the industry of music, that people get hurt a lot for validation. And what is all this really? Well, it brings up the fact that people get away with a lot of stuff in reality because of their circumstantial to validation, their weight to validation. Like a lot of people are where they are, not particularly because of their skills, but because of their subliminal weight to something. What is that weight? What is that weight worth if it doesn't work for you? And to be kickers honest, I didn't go out and smoke my weed. So how do you understand your weight to your space? How do you know that you're not shit to your space? Like, it's hard to understand because religion states that religion states that the consequence of God to sustain any individual person, and that the consequence of God to sustain any individual person indefinitely in love. So how does our environment beat the shit out of us so bad? So right away our environment suggests anyway, and that there may be a false facilitation of something. Like, or what is that, like a belief or a dream? Like, I'm not one to take apart God. I'm not one to dismantle it. But the truth is, when you look for help, and God's something we all look for help with, it should help you. It should help you. It should authorize help. It should authorize some significance. So what we have here is like a no comprehensive form of help. What is the absolute asset? What is an absolute asset before an asset? But God. What is an absolute asset before its presentation? God. General obedience dismantled. Right? I don't know. I'm just saying shit. I don't fucking care. Why does it matter? I'm not aggressive. I'm really hurt. I'm really hurt because creatively, I had a shamanic journey that took me and chose to dismantle me, take me apart, turn me into a product, and I didn't get anything for it. Like, how would you like it if your bottle of water didn't have any water in it? You pretty much buying a bottle of water for the label, the cap, and the fucking plastic. That's what I feel like. I feel like I just bought life for life, and I didn't even get life with it. And all I got people doing is telling me that money's a part of the association, that you want money, you can't have life. You know, what is money in education but substantial weight? It's a validation. It's circumstantial to most of your own work, not society. So how do you build a stable economic system based on the validation of hard work? Now, right away, our employment system was never built on the validation of hard work, because you really can't validate hard work. You can't create a weight. You can't use a dollar to tell someone works hard. Create a bunch of brand names that just suggest they work hard. Anybody can work hard. Anybody can work hard. You know, it's how easy it is to. It's how easy it is working hard is to fake with money. You know, any person that works hard and is educated knows money's not their weight and doesn't substantiate the bank of themselves in money, but the bank of themselves in action. And what do you find when a physically disabled person that's limited in strength, but the ability to communicate? So it's like taking away someone's hearing, and they all of a sudden can read Braille and they can sense, smell, and they got a supersonic sensual nature. Take away someone's ability to fucking work physically, and their brain will change. My stuff was taken away from me physically. I physically got really weak and I couldn't work. I worked for 10 years, doing it, and I'm just getting weaker though. I'm honestly getting weaker. I started working out as a vigorous pool exercise. Uh, Now that I got a pool available to me, but I mean, so if you're gonna manifest objects, where does money really come into play with that? So if you can manifest any object you need, your toothpaste, your toothbrush, your soap, toilet paper, anywhere you go, you just take a shit wherever you want. You just make a piece of paper and just wipe your butt with it right there. Make it perfect how you want. Biodegradable, non-biodegradable, 2-ply, 3-ply, cushion, not cushion, cheap ass shit, fucking tree paper thick. You know, I mean, what is validation when it comes to manifestation? Manifestation is circumstantial evidence that you're aware of yourself. Manifestation is circumstantial evidence that you're aware of yourself. And if you're a trained individual that knows how to sneak around, you don't want to make yourself relative. So what does that mean? What does that mean with education? What does that mean with educated people? What it means, manic. People are manic. People are manic, and they experience things they don't understand, and they get manic. They get defensive. I'm educated. If I talk about any education to anybody I know, they get manic. They get defensive. If I have a lot of money and I'm educated, and the money shows my education, everybody around me would be defensive. I would have to limit the quality of my life based on the money and the education, and I wouldn't be able to look like I was super and act like I was super educated. Like, there's literally a limit to your quality of education in the spatial resonance. And it's due to money. It's due to money. It's due to the embargo of the falsifying its wealth. It's like you get certain people that are really wealthy, but they can't manage the outcome of the wealth. They just drown in it, and they pretty much bury, and they become the wealth. Their selves down then become the wealth. Good. And then so other people like Elon Musk, actually, he seems to be an influential, positive individual. Influential meaning constructive, outgoing. You know, the question is does he get taken advantage of? How much money gets bled from him? Like, people just taking advantage of his kindness and his openness. If he's really intelligent and he's really kind, he's probably easily take advantage of it, because he doesn't use violence, he doesn't use anger, and he tends to It's like when the pot stuff happened. He just rolled right over. But that's why it's going to save his butt. That's what's going to save his butt. He just rolls right over it. And that's what I do too. I roll right over. Anybody triggers me. If anybody, as soon as I'm triggered, I roll. I don't fight back. I don't compile. I don't defend. I just roll. I just do an alligator roll. And if they go with me, they're going with me. And that's when shit gets hairy. But I never had that happen. But because I'm disabled physically, and if they roll with me, I'm going fucking double taker and fucking whoa. So, but what is manifestation? What is manifestation? Like the quality of quality control, quality regulations, quality infrastructure. The form of manifestation is an indifference to form of her life force, not just a piece of her heart. So the quality of manifestation versus the quality of an emotional grace of manifestation equals an outpour of consistency based on logic. So if I want to be consistently about the tools being an effort of my progression and being an architect of my tools, then typically I'll end up where my tools are needed through manifestation, not through the divine nature of God, not through the time, not through impregnation of seeding myself or my knowledge. It'll be manifestation guiding my timeline based on where my objects need to go. So you can give yourself to the discipline of direction with manifestation in you without actually creating objects. You can, without actually creating anything, your mind creates validation, laps it in front of you, and then you project it forward. So validation is your circumstances, validation is your debt, validation is your bills, validation is your report card, validation is a newspaper, validation is a book, validation is the internet, validation is video, validation is TV, music. But typically, when you use validation and get substantial to it, you lap it in front of you and then you thrust it forward, and you can get it thrusted pretty fucking far, or you can take it to another level and you can try to find a new mechanism of just spidering it out, or you can fracture it, or you can fractal it, or you can defend it, you can suck it back in, you can push it, suck it, you can. So validation is a temptation for a tool. It's more than a tool. It's using manifestation in her whole form as a logical piece to orientate my direction. And if you substantiate your validation by playing with coins or toys for yourself, there's games on your iPhone. There's magic quarters. There's dice. These three things can help create a more sound validation for yourself. I really want to play with more coins. I love playing with the coins. The coins are simply this. I got a cup full of coins here. It says stay a while. And what you do is you get so I took out 6 quarters. I got 6 quarters here. 6 quarters. I took out 6 quarters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint each quarter a different color. And then you let it dry, of course. Let it dry. And then you can, any way you can, really, you can put numbers. You can use a black dot marker and write numbers on the quarter. You can paint the quarter. Any way to change each quarter and make it an individual. Make 6 individual quarters by marking them up. And then you put your quarters in your pocket. And then you try to figure out which one you're pulling out. The 5. That's the 5. And then you look at it and you see if it's real. Did you get it? Let's see if there's a 5 on here. What's the year? Oh, I can't see it. Oh, wow, I really can't even see it. It's all scooped up, man. Well, there it is. Oh, what's going on? Well, I can't see it. I don't know if my eyes are. I don't think my eyes are that bad, but I just really messed up quarter. So, creating validation for yourself without worrying about the objectation of it, without objectifying. So creating validation without objectifying it, objectifying it, objectifying it, creating forward momentum and stewing in your validation as a lifelong lesson of country music. Stewing and spewing in your validation. Of course, it's all happened. It's going to keep happening. Just write a song and listen to it for yourself. It's literally like someone's trying to make a bunch of country songs out of our life. But what is the circumstances of it being controlled? What is the circumstances of it really being controlled? Like something is really trying to control us stewing in our validation, like a country song. I mean, what do you know about existence? What do you know about reality? What do you know about aliens? What do you know about the government? What do you know? Where do you want to take it? How far do you want to go? What are you willing to learn? So validation in the circumstances of creation versus validation in the circumstances of stillness. I guess stillness. We'll go with stillness. The efforts of existence want to suggest stillness. So validation and stillness. Validation and stillness. So if we put something in the sky and told it to be still, how did it grow? How did it move? How did it create? How did it blend? How to design? How to build architecture? How to build hallways? How to build heavens? How to build Pizza Huts? So what we find being studied is that stillness is a perpetuation of life still, and even in stillness around this system, you can't get rid of something living in it. So if you really want stillness, then something had to be still in it. It couldn't be empty. So what you want to find and understand is in the stillness if there's something in it or if it's empty. Chances are it's not empty. This place doesn't know what empty is, and it's never found it. It's hard to prove it because things can fake it, sort of. Not really. It's never been faked. We don't have emptiness in here, dude. This is the most active system ever, dude. Ever. It's in its most active period ever. This is no empty. No empty on us. We do not process with empty. We are processing. Alright, so validation, manifestation, creation, limitations. What is crazy but not unlimited? Psychosis. Maybe? I don't know. It still makes sense sometimes, right? Sometimes. Come on, y'all. Give it up to me. Give it up. So, the ability to create an object. I'm creating a stack of index cards. No? So, let's try this. What is validation when it comes to me making this? What is it? What am I holding in my hand? And if I were to tell you right now that it is just a yellow cube, how do you validate it? How do you validate it besides getting you to guess it first and then me saying it first? Well, I write it down. Let me do that. Where's my phone? So I don't think it'll work because the camera doesn't read the phone, so I'm going to write something down. I'm going to make it in my hand, and then you're going to guess what it is, and I'm going to tell you what's written down, and I'm going to show you in the camera. So we're going to make a... All right, so I got it. All right, so what's in my hand? Now, how is that validation? How is that creation? Imagination. What is validation, imagination, and creation? But all system creation files. So in my hand, I have a cucumber. Cucumber. See, it kind of says cucumber. Kind of. I mean, it doesn't think you can see it, but so you know what I mean. So validation is something you can work when it comes to you and them, or them and you. But when you're just trying to promote yourself, validation is really hard to work. Validation works with tools. not with you, not with circumstances of you. It works with you working with tools, working with the computer, working with the internet. So turning a video into validation of you equals likes, equals comments, equals page views, equals promotion, financial promotion. So validation of you in the internet doesn't mean validation. It doesn't mean anything unless the internet likes you. But you can use the internet as a tool of validation. And so what is validation but creation? It's circumventing manifestation objectivity, and you're resourcing likes, which is a digital object, comments, which is a digital object, bitcoins, which is a digital object. But when do these digital objects get to traverse your reality is a statement I like to understand. In the mechanism of the globe and the antenna of the electrical field, these composites of likes should basically be the similar composite of your reality. So as much of your composite of your reality is flowing across your screen, you should have the same composite of your reality. And if you don't, well, chances are what you feel about yourself is in the internet. And reality is somehow blocking you from seeing the truth, whether it's be an abusive relationship or a disability or your local government. But typically you don't want to see your government being the aperture of illogical promotion. You don't want to see your government promoting illogical behavior like we saw in the past few years. But what do you do then? But you try to rationalize a foothold. You think they're coming. You think the army's coming, and you think they're all coming to get us. And really, if we could just steadfast down, resource our network, combine the unity of relationships, and build a stead home with resources, if something were to happen, we probably wouldn't be touched. They probably wouldn't bother us unless they were designing the right to bother us, everybody. And the question is there's no comprehensive understanding that someone really wants to come knock at everybody's door, pull them out of their house, and give up their land. There's a lot of reports, and there's a lot of suggested conspiracies, and there's a lot of undercover and in the military and in circumstances, and we get the reports that we get. But if it's really that big of a probability, then why aren't we as a society betting down like it's that big of a probability? Why isn't so if the government was really going to recourse this domain of implementation versus management, termination, and a prime integer of perfection, why isn't society really betting down? Why isn't there should be something we'd be sensing? There should be something in the media. There should be something that they can't hide. I mean, there's so many networks. There's the brain network. There's the heart network. There's the form network. There's the logic network. And all these networks are embedded in our system every day. There's no way the government can create a blanket over all these networks. We all communicate with our brains. We all communicate with our eyes. We all communicate with our hearts. We all communicate with our hands. These are all networks of communication. And if you look finally into these networks, you'll see the truth. You'll see how the reporter's acting, how president's handling it, how the senators disciplining, disputing the possibility, and how the teachers are handling your kids, and how your friends treat your wife, and whether you want them around, like how your friends treat your dog, and if you want them around, like you'll be able to sense anything. So really practice that. Practice reading like in here and in here and here and here. Like, take the UFC into the conversation, but don't show it. Don't show the UFC in the conversation. The conversation isn't open. You're not perceiving it right. The conversation is shut. You're being received open. And if you don't see that they're grabbing you and sucking you in, Stop and look at the situation. So most people just jump at each other. Unless you're educated, then you don't jump at all. And you get jumped on. And then they try to promote you jumping because they see that you're worth talking to. Because the clothes, the cloak, the money, the form, concepts, the mouth, the verbs, everything. It just becomes a game. It's not a chess game. It becomes a game of compassion in the long run. When you really meet the right kind of individual, it becomes a composite of adhering layers and layers of compassion as a reward. Because a little compassion doesn't break open the barriers of consistency. And when you get someone in consistency that's been blooped a little bit, that's when the reward happens. And you can't get someone in consistency with a $500 charitable donation twice a year. You know what is consistency? But and it's hard to sit on this side of the fence where I'm at with the disability and suggest that everybody be a domain of consistency all at once to help everybody else be a domain of consistency all at once. But for our kids and shit, if I had kids, I kind of have kids. I kind of have a kid. I'm a stepdad, sort of. I was a stepdad for about 10 years. And then I still talk to him. We're still good, but I'm just not really his dad. Like he did tell me I'm a major influence in his life out of the blue. Like he meant it. It was a very affectionate thing. And he was very happy to have me. And I'm defended about this because I don't want to say I'm like a dad because I don't have my own kids, but I do love I love my little man that I got from my friend, from a great friend. I'm a stepson. So I mean, I should think about that more. Like, I guess in this industry, I probably should just leave it alone because what I'm talking about probably get me killed. Maybe. Um, but I mean, recreationally, what is manifestation? But the composite of medical weed versus recreational weed. I mean, if you look at manifestation in the domain of territory versus the domain of open, it's recreational weed versus medical weed. Recreational weed, get high all the time, get everybody high. Medical weed, I only got so much. I gotta promote myself. Recreational weed, everybody's stoned. Get everybody stoned. We're all developing. We're all on the same train. We're all pumping. There's a couple trains going at the same time, same track. Pop, pop, pop. You know, how about that? Like same old out. It's so difficult. It's like you just want to get out there and smack everybody in the face, but you can't touch anybody, and everybody just can't turn. The wind's not working. Turbine's not fluctuating. The plasmatic generator in the sky is fucking fluctuating like some weird shit. The soil's fucking giving off some weird temperature. It's like light goes on, yo. We just got to fucking associate, find the magic in it, see if it promotes anything. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Silipa juga. What between what up, PUBG? Dejatana. Bundika Shimana. I will take this apple and I will give it to the witch's child. It will grow up to inherit the planet. Boom. What if that was real? I'm gonna make this apple and it's gonna be eaten by the child that will inherit the world. But it's 29:40 and I'm about ready to peace out. So it's been a 30-minute trip and I'm just fucking down to Davos. I'm still looking for the state. Great surge of manifestation to produce abundance in my reality in a way that I can afford to create sustainability for you. For you. What's things you want? What's things you want to hear? You want to hear music. You want to see videos. You want to have puzzles. You want to have games. You want to have resources. You want to have rewards. You want to have me in the comments. You want to have me liking your comments. I mean, think about it. What do you want? Leave it in the comments below. Let them know. And my name is Lago Stoka. I'm your local meditation artist, manifestation artist, and entrepreneur of the Great Journey. So please stop by my office anytime you want and see if I can set something up for you. So my answering system works on water, and my communication system works on soil. So just figure it out and do what you gotta do. All right, love you guys. Peace out, my home slices, and I wish it was nice. Feeling the politeness of the skies, wondering if they will come down and sing, sing, sing like they promised. I wonder if it's upon us, the great Alamanas, Alamanas, Alamananas, Nananananas, the great Dalai Lama. I've been thinking of you. Ooh, ooh. All right, guys. Peace out, my friends. Have a good night. Hope you have a great show. Peace. Dun, 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 da, da.